need to get like a mic or something. Yo, what's good, y'all? Do video style. Yeah, I guess I just want to get on here and talk a little bit. I'm gonna speak my mind. Right here is literally just like 30 feet down. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess just what's been on my mind recently. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because I guess I wanted to talk about a topic in particular. That topic would be masculinity. I was just kind of thinking about my own masculinity and, you know, thinking like, what is masculinity, you know? I guess it's different. I think everybody has their own definition of what it really truly means to be a man, I guess. And, you know, like what masculinity looks like. And I guess, for me, it just means like bravery. You know, it genuinely just means bravery. Obviously it can mean, that's probably the main word that comes to mind for me. Obviously, I do know that masculinity, as far as like, I guess I would say the worldview, would be more of like muscles, facial hair, melatonin. I don't know why I say that. Melanin, facial hair, muscles. I don't know, I guess just like high testosterone, you know, like those type of attributes. You know, so like, is that really what it means? I would say, yeah, like nature allows you to, you know, like I believe that if a man is out in nature for the majority of his time, that his masculinity will increase, his testosterone will increase, therefore all of those, you know, said attributes will. But, you know, like it's a little bit deeper than that. Like, I think masculinity is very deep to me. I guess because I'm a guy, I'm a man, I guess. I'm a young man, so let's, you know, I guess I'll talk a little bit about what it means to me, like truly. You know, masculinity to me is just being brave, willing to take the jump, willing to take a risk, to do what it takes in order to get to the other side, in order to succeed, in order to provide for loved ones. That's masculinity to me. And, you know, I hope that I, you know, grow into a masculine man in that way. And, you know, I also hope I, you know, grow muscles and facial hair, you know, just like how every man would, you know. And I think that's important. But thinking about, you know, I think that's just such a limiting way to look at it. A lot of people look at it like that, and it's like, you can't just look at it like that. You know, people say they don't, but they really do. Like, you know, like, is masculinity just does that just apply to like a man? Like if you're old? Like, can you be masculine if you're young? That's kind of the proposal here. And I would say, in a way, yes. Like, yes, you can be masculine when you're young. I think it's a little bit different though. Like, it's just your boyhood. It's just your transition from like boyhood to masculinity. And you can definitely do masculine things and heroic things when you're young, no doubt about it. Depending on your environment though, like today, you know, I feel like society and the system will try everything in their power to kind of strip our boyhood from youth. And once they do that, and they won over our masculinity, they can kind of either define it or just like completely like shoo it off and replace it with whatever they want. And that's why you see today a lot of like confused people as far as their gender and sexuality and all these imaginative terms that I don't like to use. But like, you know, like obviously I believe just man and woman make a child. Like that's just how life works. And like all animals. So like, yeah, oh yeah, you can say like animals are gay. Certain animals are, not even like genders. Like I don't know, like seahorses. I haven't looked into that, so maybe that's something worth looking into. But as far as humans and our reproductive system, I'm just gonna believe, the black and white man, woman. So I guess where I'm going with this is, I look back at my childhood a lot recently, more than ever, and just like I don't like think about. I'm not like, oh yeah, I remember when I was like 5 years old. Like I have no idea my ages when I'm thinking back. Like I completely forgot how I felt at certain ages. It's just more of like I just like get random like powerful memories that, or I guess just stick with me for whatever reason. Like I remember like one time I was younger and I told myself, I was just like walking up the stairs of my house and I said like, I'm gonna remember this moment just cause. Like I just feel like if I tell myself to remember a moment, maybe I will. So I did. I was like, I'm gonna remember this moment. Told myself that, believed it. That's the key. I believed it, and I never forgot that moment. And it's literally just me walking up the stairs of my house at like 3-4 p.m. and the sun was shining through the windows. I just was like, I was feeling free, good. And I was like, I remember this moment. Boom, remember for the rest of my life, just because I believed I wanted to. And these type of moments will happen. Like, I guess like I was recently thinking about like going to school. Like, I'd love to play with like toys and trucks and dinosaurs and play good guy, bad guy. I always wanted to be the bad guy for whatever reason, which I find really interesting to contemplate. And yeah, like I like a lot of it, like I just really treasured my creativity in my boyhood. Like my boyhood was like mainly just like, it sounds weird saying that, but, like it's mainly just like me being free-minded, like just like playing, like definition of playing. So now back to what I was saying earlier, like how does your youth transition into like becoming a man? Like how do you become a boy to a man? Like you don't stop playing, like you don't stop playing. That's one thing that it doesn't just like they're trying to remove playing. That's how I was saying that they're trying to redefine it or just like get rid of it. And I want to like emphasize playing. Like I love playing with toys when I was younger, playing with like my friends, playing sports, random games, and something to like stimulate my body and mind. I had ADHD pretty bad when I was a kid, so it definitely was a factor for all of this. But like playing transitions into something. Like it evolves. As men, we're supposed to always play, and like maybe not play, but like we're supposed to explore and conquer and build. That's what playing is. Like when you're playing with Legos, you're playing with toys, like you're building a story, you're building a structure. As men, that's what we should be doing. We should be building empires. That's what we did, hundreds and thousands of years ago. Build empires. And I think that's what all men should be focused on doing. Now, when I think about it, when I'm like, oh, if all men just like try to build like a great empire for themselves and whatever, what would that really look like? And the thing about creativity is, it's going to be different for everybody. So if everyone's true to themselves and they want to build something for themselves and their loved ones and them, and they're gonna build something unique to that. And like when I say empire, it's not always gonna refer to like like a big like, I don't know what comes to mind when I say empire. For me, it's like I guess like a big base, like a kind of like its own like system and like resource system with like guarded like a base, like a Clash of Clans base, IRL kind of. So like that's kind of what comes to mind. And like, look at all these games, like just how I said, like, look at all these games that we have, like on our technology, and a lot of them are like build, conquer, and destroy. Like that's a popular game, and even if it's, what is that? It's a weird bug. Whatever. It's kind of freaky, but it's like flying around. But anyway, like intrinsically and by our human nature, as men, we want to build. Holy loud music, that's crazy. Getting louder. Alright. Like, as men, we want to build, we want to conquer, and we want to build an empire in a sense. And women, normal women I don't really know, to be honest, because I don't know women that well. But from what I have learned, I believe that women, you know, are gatherers. They, women can provide balance, because with strength comes great responsibility. No, with strength comes well, yeah, but with strength comes power, and power comes power can be too much. It's easy to lose control of any type of strength. You know, like if you acquire some new strength, depending on how you acquire it, you know, it can be hard to control. And that's what women are for, I believe. You know, I believe that women really help balance out men, and it's just like a whole unity of like energies. I can't go into it in depth right now. Maybe I'll contemplate to make another video about that later. But that is what I believe right now, and I'm trying to build my own empire. Truly, I'm trying to build my own life. You know, and it might not look like what people expect. It might not look like what my friends and family will expect. It might not look like what I even expect. Sure as hell won't look like what society expects, but I don't care. Like, you know, that's where bravery comes in, and the willingness to do what it takes. The willingness to do what it takes in order to succeed. And that's what I want to do. I just want to be successful. I want to build. I want to create. I want to play. I want to just, you know, be truly free as a human and influence others. That's definitely a pretty good description of what I want to be. Obviously, these are just words that I'm spewing out that right now ain't nobody listening to besides me. So, but I think these are good words, and I'm going to keep preaching. I'm going to keep saying what I believe. And who knows where it's going to get me. But like I said, I got an idea. So, if you watch this video, then I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it if you got this far. You're a real one for real. And just love.